It's raining today. The goal of this little project is to think about our differences and our similarities. As human beings, we can sometimes get caught up in our differences. Big ones that we concern ourselves with are things like race, ethnicity, religion, things of that nature. And while I feel that it's important for us to celebrate our differences, in this video I want to talk about our similarities. And this is not just with each other as human beings, but also with other animals and even plants. We are going to talk about the 4 characteristics that most, if not all, living things have in common. In evolutionary biology, these 4 characteristics are listed as the 4 basic drives of human beings. But I say that they extend further than that, and I would love to hear your perspectives on this. The 4 characteristics are: 1, the need to eat. All living things eat in some form or another. The second thing is protection, and that can happen in 2 ways: fighting or fleeing, aggressive or passive. And the 4th thing is, of course, producing offspring. I promised a special guest for this video, so we're just going to wait for her because it's a little rainy outside. She's probably hiding. Hi! This is Mo. She is a neighborhood cat. Her kitty turf is somewhere up and down this street, maybe farther. I have seen Miss Mo demonstrate 3 of the 4 characteristics we just talked about. The 4th is obviously private. If there's one thing that cats are good at, it's getting food. That's eating, the first characteristic. One way cats get food is with their exceptional skills as a beggar. Their charms often work on us humans because, let's face it, they are small and furry and cute, and they are awesome at making intense, judgmental eye contact. Right, Mo? Mo can also use her teeth and claws to get food. Cats, especially female cats, are very good hunters. And gathering food is not the only thing that Mo uses her teeth and claws for. She also uses them for protection. If she is faced with a challenge from another animal, she can choose to fight her opponent to protect what's hers. But sometimes Mo feels threatened by something that is too big to fight, like a larger cat or a human being. In this situation, she uses her sandy fur coat. It's got browns and blondes and all that in it. She uses her sandy fur coat to blend into her surroundings. In that case, she flees to protect herself from harm. Now, animals like Mo are not the only ones who do these kinds of things. Plants do it too. I posted a picture on the Memory Tree Project page that showed you our tomato plant. I said that within 2 hours of being placed on the windowsill, the leaves had turned towards the sun. The plant turned itself toward one of its sources of food in order to eat an optimal amount of sunlight. And if you look around, you will see that tomato plants are not the only plant who responds to sun like this. For example, these trees grow in a number of places around Florida, and they produce these puffy pink flowers. What's awesome is that the leaves on these trees open and close with the sun. Now, if you have one of these guys around where you live, check out what happens to the leaves as the sun begins to set. As the sky gets darker, these leaves start to fold in as if they were going to sleep for the night. It's as if these plants have a natural instinct to consume sunlight, and when the leaves are no longer serving a purpose, they tuck them away until the next day when the sun rises again. And it's not just the pursuit of food that plants have in common with animals. They also possess various ways that they protect themselves. Mo has teeth and claws to protect herself and her possessions. There are several plants that also employ sharp tools to protect themselves, like the sweet gum tree. It has that spiked fruit that protects the seeds inside. And plants like the cactus and the rose, even citrus trees, have thorns. The things that plants do to protect themselves are often more passive than aggressive. I mean, even though they can move, that usually takes a while. In my opinion, Mo's doing this thing now where she sits at the end of the driveway and scopes out the neighborhood. Looks like the patrol was a success. We are free from danger. You are a lioness. And hungry. She's certainly cuter, so I'm going to keep the camera on her. To continue, it's pretty awesome that although plants tend to be passive, they can be kind of aggressive, especially the ones who have thorns like the cactus and the citrus and the sweet gum tree. Although, in my opinion, bugs more closely resemble humans in the different personality type responses to a threat. For example, ants use teamwork and terrifying adventures to take down an adversary. Creatures like the stick bug and the leaf bug use camouflage, blending into their surroundings to avoid confrontation. Some butterflies have patterns on their wings that look like faces, which scare off potential predators. Those are the first three characteristics. The fourth is reproduction. Plants, animals, even bugs need to produce offspring in order to continue as a species. I won't go into details, but every organism has their own way of creating children. And the same goes for the other three characteristics. We all have our own way of getting food and protecting ourselves, either passively or aggressively. Say hello. I just think it's fascinating how we can have all of these differences, but we still have these basic and significant characteristics in common. Don't worry, I'll stop talking soon. Just remember, this is a little project. This one's not very crafty and you're not required to get your hands dirty, but I encourage you to do some exploring. Ask yourself questions, search for answers, and learn something new. It's uncomplicated, stress relieving, and absolutely free. Have fun, and as always,